I'm Micah Halpern, sitting in for Tisha Bader, here with the JBS News Update for Friday, September 11th, 2015. Today is 9/11. It is the 14th anniversary of that horrific Tuesday back in 2001, when 4 passenger planes were hijacked. 2 planes flew into the World Trade Center towers, 1 flew into the Pentagon, and 1 was brought down in a field near Shanksville, Pennsylvania. 2,977 people were murdered by 19 hijackers from Al-Qaeda. It may have been 14 years ago, but in many ways, it was as if it was yesterday. Our world is a different place today because of 9/11. A rainbow was seen touching down at Ground Zero yesterday, the very site of the tragedy. On a personal note, I attended the firefighters' memorial this morning. Every fallen firefighter's name was remembered. A shiny silver bell pierced the air after each name was read.
Jr., ladder 118. Firefighter Michael J. Halpern, engine 22.
Israel's defense minister says Russian forces have arrived in Syria in the recent days to aid President Bashar Assad's beleaguered government. Moshe Ya'alon told reporters on Thursday that Moscow sent military advisors and an active force to set up an airbase. He says the base near the city of Latakia could be used to deploy fighter jets and helicopters in strikes against Islamic State militants. Not everyone agrees. The United States warned that this action on the part of Russia could lead to conflict between the coalition forces and Russian forces. Russia responded that they were only protecting their interests. Because of Russian troop deployment, the U.S. asked Greece and Bulgaria to restrict Russian aircraft from their airspace. Greece and Bulgaria have yet to respond to the request. Russia had troops on the ground in Syria from the very start of the conflict. For several months, Russia's only aircraft carrier and all its ancillary ships and crew were anchored outside the port of Latakia in Syria. Russia actually built and modernized the port, investing $3 billion of their own dollars. About 16 months ago, Russia withdrew its troops from the area. Earlier this week, CBS Late Show debut with Stephen Colbert was a huge hit with 7 million viewers, more than twice as many viewers as Jimmy Fallon, his NBC competition. The first show was chock full with humor. As part of his routine, Colbert joked about commercials and ads, without which there would be no show. One routine that he kept going for 2 minutes and 43 seconds was about Sabra hummus. Colbert explained that, quote, an ancient cursed amulet, unquote, was forcing him to make certain regrettable compromises and plug brands.
Ladies and gentlemen, the amulet commands me to inform you of the delicious taste of tonight's sponsor, Sabra Roasted Red Pepper Hummus. It's made from simple, fresh ingredients that bring people together one bite at a time.
Sabra is a U.S.-based company owned 50% by Strauss of Israel and 50% by PepsiCo. Not everyone knows that. The BDS movement is livid, and they are tweeting about Colbert cooperating with the Israeli occupation. BDS on social media continue to be very active condemning Colbert. BDS, the Boycott, Divestment, and Sanctions movement, is trying to remove all Sabra products from universities across America. It is on college and university campuses where the BDS movement has its strongest core. Oil was discovered on the Golan Heights. Exploration began only several months ago. It is unclear exactly how much oil is there or the quality of the oil and how viable it is to drill in the Golan. That will all be determined through further exploration. Even if it does turn out to be viable, we can expect a huge public debate as to whether the oil can be extracted and what damage will occur to the Golan and the surrounding water sources, including the Sea of Galilee. The first Western head of state to visit Iran has arrived. The visit marks the first time in over a decade that the head of a Western country was in Tehran. Austria's President Heinz Fischer went to Tehran to seal a series of trade deals that had been in development since the signing of the nuke deal in July. Fischer told the press conference that he and Iranian President Hassan Rouhani had that, quote, we expect to boost our volume of trade to 300 million euros in the short term, and we then look forward to markedly increasing our economic relations, unquote. The gates are now open. Exports and all forms of trade will be spilling out of and into Iran. And now for a look at tonight's programming on JBS. At 6, Shabbat services from Central Synagogue in New York. At 7:30, a Shabbat a cappella concert. At 8:30, Friends of IDF honors women soldiers. And at 9, a film entitled Iranium. I'm Micah Halpern, and this is today's news update from JBS. I hope you enjoy your weekend. Shabbat Shalom, and Shana Tova to everyone.